Get bookie or go.
What you gonna do? 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 Open up.
Stunt.
Turn the lights on.
Every day cannot stay the same. Yeah. But one thing that's never gonna change. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever. I forever reign. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever. The people they make go and dollars they make grow. And everything's for show, but I will remain cold and eager. The queen don't talk to the meager, a leader. Who you know in the Zephyr. Been through the trenches, gutter fields and stenches. Gone ball, they filling up the benches. Half-court shooter, spitting from the medulla. Life for the game, they talking like I'm the doula. Nobody want a doula, defend the throne. I'm a dog in the zone and your man's is bones. I don't fear the stones, I flash the paws. Don't be talking to me crazy with no glass jaw. A spit of light saliva, you can never survive her. Streets got a code up, couldn't decipher. Watch the way you talk when you talking to me. And if you didn't know, it's the NEC. Every day cannot stay the same. Yeah. But one thing that's never gonna change. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever. I forever reign. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever. If you don't love me, you must hate yourself. Either way you play with me, you gon' play yourself. Don't be stupid, decide that I'm the same. A new rover and they still ain't got the range. Can't even hang with.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. Gibbs straight ahead, and right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Back to throw. Yates. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Looking to throw. Yates. And he comes back with one complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive.
Here we go, son.
A first carry for Rachaad White. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Angel.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though.
Hey,
To throw is Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Running out of the gun with White. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
This is 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Gibbs. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
That'll give them 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll try and run for it. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go up the middle with White. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and...
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. For a spot in the NFC Championship game, this one is underway. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Man in motion, headed right. Looking to throw right away. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. We'll pause after that first snap of the game. Gonna need to adjust their game plan because that is their running back who's hurt and getting some help. New set of downs for him at the 38. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. And it's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Finds his back complete. And he'll get it up to the 44.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready? Hey, 551. 551.
The give for the first time to Rachaad White. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Right.
Running on 2nd with White. And he's going to fight his way forward to the 23. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go. All right.
3rd down run from White. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Right.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Terrion Arnold in on the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Go.
Again, this is White. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You love a huddle. Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Here's White again. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
The give now to White. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Here we go, son.
Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line.
Right.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
White trying this straight ahead. And they had that one contained right at the line. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They've been moving it well, but face a 3rd down here. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. It's a gain of 7. Now they've got some options here on 4th down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
A pistol snap. Fields. He finds him beyond the marker. Escapes a defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They go for it on 4th down and get it in a big way, 25 yards there.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
White on 1st and goal. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's a 3-yard pickup. That moves them a little bit closer. 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, That's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Chooses to bring this one out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Hey, check that. Let's go now.
Lone back gets the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 13. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Ethan Evans on down to punt. And he sends it up amongst the flurries of snow. And a big hit on the return to stop it cold. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Drive starts with a carry by White. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Don't jump. Ready?
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Right.
It's White on the give. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Here we go.
Up the middle, here goes White. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Here we go, son. Right.
1st and 10, it's a give to White. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Josh Hines Allen, that time to haul him down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Guys, you got a mini base. Line up. Hey, go.
Off play action, it's Fields. Complete out to the right side. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today. Because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Here we go, son. Right.
A run now with White. Jukes out of one stop. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. All set up now for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Here's White. Jukes one defender. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
They're now set for 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. Right.
Here's Fields to throw. And the defender comes away with it. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions are stopped on that return. So that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Somebody is going to the NFC Championship game from this one. Let's find out who as our second half gets underway. He's going to field this at the 2. This return makes it up to the 25. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right.
They run. It's White. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Here we go.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Right.
Now it's White. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
He has it on the QB sneak. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st.
Certainly drop these quarterback keepers anticipating a whole lot more yardage, but I think it could be overlooked there since they did pick up the 1st down. If anything, they can see what kept it to a small gain over there on the sidelines, and they'll come back to it on the next set of downs.
On the ground, it's White. Juke the defender. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Right.
Back to the well again. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Fields now, 3rd and long. And that's going to be knocked away. They have saved a completion there. And that brings us to the end of our 3rd quarter. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, shot.
They send a man in motion. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up.
70 Lion.
Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss. Working quickly here. Back to throw it. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Has a lane inside the 35. And he has it almost to the red zone down at the... They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They give it to him again. And his short game gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Williams coming in motion right. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. This time it's a passing play. He finds Fant. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
That's what they call staring down the gun barrel. You know as a quarterback you're about to get absolutely blasted, but you got to deliver an accurate throw just like that.
And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Stopped at the line, and that forces them into a 4th and long. Harrison Butker out now. He knows how big this try is. A very short kick here from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And, of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good. DQ. Right.
The give now to White. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Shotgun snap to Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Backed up now after the penalty. It's third down.
Go. Here we go, son.
Looking to throw. They're on him again. He goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Tied in the fourth, and this defense is making sure it stays that way. Last two snaps, well, they generated some of their best pressure of the game. That's a testament to the want to, the will, and making it happen when it matters the most.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That one in the books is a 48-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Dropping back to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up 4th and long. Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. He'll get it at the 9. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. And that punt reaches 50 yards. And they're going to take over possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Buccaneers want to end it in regulation if they can. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go.
Again, this is White. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
4th and 3, drive on the line.
Here we go. Press right.
Play clock nearing 0, and Coach Todd Bowles has to signal for a timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Found some space, got his team 21 on that run back. And the Lions more than happy to take over in enemy territory. On first down, they'll run. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. 2nd and 3 now. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. The Buccaneers add another DB. 3rd down coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. This game now resting on the attempt from Harrison Butker. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. Fields it, and he's going to run this one back for the end zone. And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line. So over time in the playoffs, Brock, things work a little bit different. And we know that some folks have been confused by this. So both teams guaranteed one possession regardless of who wins the coin toss here. And if after those 2 drives we're still tied, then an entire season comes down to who can score first. Two teams giving all they have to make it to the NFC Championship. How fun is this, Brock? A great game continues as they kick it away in overtime. Big lick from the coverage team there, and that's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
White trying this straight ahead. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that we're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Chip's clear. Tonight.
Running on 2nd with White. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Now remember, the other side has a shot to answer a touchdown here in playoff OT, but that might not even come into play if they don't figure out a way to salvage this opening possession.
Yeah, you can forget about them overtime rules. These guys defensively want to take those out of the picture. And that kind of effort, it gets them pretty darn close to it.
Fields on 3rd. Culp with the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, a run for White. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Fields out of the gun. He's on the move.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Here we go.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Fields. He'll get this complete to White. He breaks the tackle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, it's a gift to White. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Now it's Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Dose of the hurry-up offense here. They've got a man in motion. Looking to throw it. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
And he locates the ball amid the flurries of snow to make the fair catch. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Catch is made down the right sideline. He could do it! They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. QB sneak coming. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Lions go up by 6. So it's 1 for the win column for the Lions. And that was the type of game you can only hope for in the postseason, Brock. A couple of deserving teams laying it all out there. And they were finally able to get the win and keep